Alrighty, welcome back, folks, to the inaugural podcast of Under Further Review. I am your host, Daniel, and with me, as always, are our co-hosts, Dillon and Derek.
What's going on?
How's it going?
All right, guys, we're here to talk about the NFL season. I think we should start out just by talking, what do you guys think prediction-wise? Some long shots that you think are going to happen?
Why don't you lead us off, Derek? I know you got a crazy one. You've been hyping it up. Start off the show hot.
Hey, we said it's a long shot prediction.
What do you
right?
got?
I'm gonna say this one off the bat because the other two aren't as the other two are very realistic, or not very, but realistic. This one maybe not. Long shot prediction: Panthers make playoffs.
What the fuck?
I mean, the weakest division.
Weakest division. First of all,
you don't like the Falcons, and I know that.
I don't. I still think they'll be good. Don't really like them though. I think they're being a little bit overhyped. But I think they have a shot at winning the division with 9 wins, possibly. Very long shot.
I think,
and to make the
That's
playoffs.
where I see it happening, though, is they have to win the division.
Yeah, they're not getting that as a wild card.
With like 9 wins,
Yeah,
maybe even 8.
Yeah,
8 and 9 and winning the
I
division.
understand by definition that that's a long shot, but that's not fucking happening. There's a 0% chance that happens.
they have a good shot at starting off 4-1.
Yeah, no chance.
There's
They'll
a
go.
good shot they can start off 4-1.
No,
I
I
think they
was
have a
looking
better-
at their schedule, and
It's not terribly hard.
it is.
They have some hard matchups.
probably the easiest schedule in the NFL, which makes sense because they were also the worst team in the
Exactly.
NFL
And they're
last
going to
year.
be the worst team this year.
They could be better.
They're not. What's your other long shot, Derek?
Green Bay Lions NFC Championship game.
Oh, divisional.
I
round?
like that.
I like
Not
that.
divisional, the championship game.
No, I'm saying
Divisional game
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
divisional
championship.
game,
Yeah.
the championship.
Okay.
The other one,
I don't know how much that's a long shot. Green Bay and Lions are two. They've
you
got
still
good
have
playoff
49ers.
odds.
You still have 49ers that you have to compete.
No, I know
and
they have to
Eagles
get through the
and
gauntlet.
Cowboys. Yeah,
Yeah.
like for both of them to get through a gauntlet. The other one, it's still a long shot. I think it can actually happen, but I still think it's a long shot. Is TJ with 25 sacks?
Oh, he breaks the record.
Instead of tying it, I think he officially breaks.
Does he
the
do it
record.
in 16 games or 17?
No, 17. I mean, even when he tied the record, he technically did it with the equivalent of missing 4 games.
It's true. And Dylan, what about you? Got some long shots for us?
Nothing too crazy. So one of them, I see Buffalo Bills winning the East and Josh Allen getting the MVP. If he
Okay.
carries that team, I could see that
That's what I
happening.
said as well,
It's
yeah.
not as much of a long shot for him because he's such a media favorite
You
kind
and
of
Derek
guy.
are always going back and forth. He's doing things that have 0% chance. You're doing things that are pretty much locks.
I mean, it's not a lock at all. You
This
still
is
got
definitely-
Miami and the Jets, and
I was gonna say
this is his
definitely not-
worst team yet. So if he manages, I think what you'll get is a Josh Allen that you haven't seen before, where he has to throw less interceptions.
Yeah.
He's not taking as many chances downfield, and he's making smarter plays and more plays with his feet,
I think
which
he's-
allow him to get an
I think he's
MVP.
gonna turn into
That's
a
fair.
lot, I think he's going to turn into a lot like 2015 MVP Cam with less interceptions.
Is he
Yeah,
is he trucking linebackers too?
He's bigger than Cam.
I mean, yeah, he
I know.
is.
He's
But
6'5"
you
and
see
weighs
some of those.
more.
I know, but you see some of those highlight reels of Cam Newton just running over
You
like.
see the highlight reels of Josh
James
Allen running
Laurinaitis.
over people and hurdling people,
Yeah, but I
hurdling
mean,
linebackers.
I don't know. When I see Josh Allen literally bowl through like 2 linebackers,
I can pull. The
I'll
clip
say
of
he's
it.
got a 2015 Cam Newton season under his belt.
Wow, I can pull the clip. of
But
it.
yeah,
I've only seen 2 QBs do that, or 3. I'm sorry, 3. Jay Cutler,
of
Matthew-
course.
Matthew
Jay
Stafford.
Cutler. No, not Matt.
Matthew has done it.
Not 2
Maurice.
linebackers at this. No, I've seen Jay Cutler do it at the goal line and lose his helmet. I've seen Cam Newton obviously do it, and then the man himself, Tim Tebow.
Yeah, Tim
Timmy
Tebow
T.
is a linebacker.
Timmy T.
Just
Still the tight end though.
yeah. Anyway, and then my second long shot prediction, I'm going to go with it. It'll be crazy because he's not a quarterback, but I could just see him having that type of year on a team we just discussed was Bijan Robinson winning MVP.
Oh, what the?
Running back winning
Wow.
Those are my 2 long shot MVP casts. One a little bit more likely in Josh Allen,
Very likely.
but if they rely on Bijan like I think they should for a second year back,
Raheem Morris has said he loves everything
really take advantage of having that youth and him being fully healthy and overutilizing running backs like we've seen in the past.
Oh yeah.
I think he can have the close to 2,200 yard season, not rushing, total yards of scrimmage, or scrimmage yards, excuse me, and getting somewhere around 1,600 rushing, 600 receiving, with somewhere in the scene of 18 touchdowns.
Okay.
And just really utilizing him.
I'm still waiting on to see somebody do a CJ2K where he has 2,500 total yards that year.
I don't see anybody doing that. But I think if he's able to do that, and the Falcons go where I think the Falcons will go at about 14-3, that's MVP caliber, and that's where I want to see
carries the
it go.
offense to
Just completely carries them.
Well, we don't know how good Kirk's going to be coming off an Achilles, so they might rely on.
He's going to be Kirk, average as hell, and he's going to suck in the red zone.
I feel like he's just going to dump it off to Bijan in the passing game, hit Drake or Kyle Pitts when they're open, and then
Drake's a good deep ball catcher, like a good 50.
No, yeah, I like Kirk for this offense, I really do. So.
I mean, not only that, even if Kirk gets injured again, a lot of people still have Penix.
Penix has looked really good.
It's not like they're, and you get his athleticism if Kirk goes down. So Falcons still could be good, but
I like that.
But those are my 2 picks. How about you, Daniel?
Okay, so I got 3 here. They're not a specific player specific. They're just general statements about different things I think are going to happen this year in the NFL. First one, I think a rookie running back will finish top 5 in rushing yards this year.
Any rookie specifically?
The one I'm leaning towards is Trey Benson. I think he gets the Cardinals job by week 6.
Oh, by week 6.
By week 6.
I was gonna say,
and he'll have 30 yards a game.
I was about to say,
point.
I literally, in our fantasy league, I drafted James Conner and made
good
sure
good thing you got the hint, because I think by week 6, either Conner gets hurt because he has a history, or Benson to me was my favorite running back coming out of the draft. I just see him taking over that job. You want fresh legs in there. If he performs well enough.
Oh, that's a great receiving back also.
Yeah. And the way the NFL is now, 1,100 yards gets you top 5 in rushing. So he only needs to average 63, 64 yards a game. It's not tough.
Nothing too crazy, yeah.
The other one is this NFL season, we will have our first season since the Cardinals Super Bowl year, with having 3 receivers, doesn't necessarily need to be wide receivers, 3 receivers,
3 pass catchers.
Yeah, with 1,000 yards on one team. I was leaning Houston, and then I was also leaning Bears with Caleb.
Romo Dunze
in. Outside of their top 3, I don't know who the hell he's throwing to.
So, real quick, I want to pivot on the Bears. Do you think Bears finally get a 4,000-yard passer with a rookie
quarterback?
He
could get close. He could get 3,800.
I know. That's why I'm saying you said Bears. So do you think he gets the 4K?
Yeah, I think in that offense he can get the 4K.
I think they will be a lot more pass heavy than they've ever been.
I think he gets very close, but I think because the Bears are just the Bears, he'll get 3,999 and then finish. I swear. But that's that.
That would suck.
No, he'll be at 4,000.
Yeah.
They'll throw a screen that'll lose a yard.
Yes.
And then that's how he ends the season right there.
Week 18, just...
This one is actually the biggest stretch. I don't think we have... I think we have 5 head coaches fired by week 8.
Any specific head coaches?
I mean, you can obviously think the bottom feeders. So I think the Bears underperform. So
okay,
you think fired by? Well, he is on the hot seat. So if they
goes
start
2-6, if he's under 500 going into week 9, there's a good chance he's 2 or 3, or if he's more than 2 games outside of the wild card spot going into week 9, there's a good chance he's fired.
Okay.
Panthers head coach, or no, they just hired him.
They just hired a new one. They fired theirs last
year.
Yeah,
he's safe. I can see the Raiders head coach getting fired. Really? Nobody's gonna like that, but yeah, if they suck, and they don't show any improvement, there's no reason why he shouldn't be fired.
He's a first-year head coach.
Well,
he took over midway through last year.
Yeah,
and the only reason
but
he got the head coach job
was
is
because of
because the
Max
players
Crosby.
went to bat for him.
Yeah.
So if he's underperforming, Crosby doesn't have a leg to stand on this season.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just think of any bottom feeder team. They have a chance of getting fired. But I think there's a good chance 5 head coaches go.
I think
by the
Sean
weekend.
Payton's one of those coaches.
No, he's a first year and he's got.
He's not a
prestige.
first year.
No,
Third
but
year.
is it his third year?
Third year.
Third year.
Third year. He's going into his third.
No, he's finally got his QB. He'll get.
Okay,
They'll
what
allow
if
him
they're
to play out this.
underperforming?
They'll allow him to play out. He's finally built the team. The ownership.
I
knew,
feel like this is the start
yeah.
of their
ownership knew going into hiring Payton. This was a 4 or 5 year process.
Yeah.
Because of how badly contracts were written during the Russell Wilson era and how depleted
It's
of
not
talent
during
that
Russell
team
era, during Payton era.
during Russell Wilson was the last.
Payton got there same time as Russell.
Payton.
Yes.
Was he not there like
Russell was
like
only there for 2 years ago. Payton's been there for 2 years.
I could have sworn Russell's been there for longer.
2 years.
I'll look that up. I'm pretty sure he's been there much longer.
Yeah. I thought so too.
Yeah, I thought
Russ
he
was there
for
for
at
a
least
year.
at least a few.
No, at most 1 year.
Was it only 1 year?
No, he was there for 2 years.
I thought he was there for a lot more than that. Either way, but that's it. I think the 5
Broncos country.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
So we are on the cusp of week 1 of the NFL season, guys. I'm going to start us off with our Thursday night matchup. I just want to hear your guys' opinions on who you think is going to win that game. It's Ravens at Chiefs. What are we thinking?
I think that the Chiefs get another week 1 loss.
League on
this
loss?
As
Okay.
much as I hated it, I think Ravens will win also.
They
I think we're all in agreement
They
there for
all
week
just
1.
start so slow. They always start so slow. And again, Chiefs coming off the Super Bowl. It's the same thing as last year. Detroit goes in there, gets a win, and it's going to be, Ravens win 24 to 17-ish range. I think it'll be close. I just think Baltimore ends up winning it. Derrick Henry goes for 85 yards and 3 touchdowns, just all goal line scores.
I like the 24 for the Ravens. That seems the appropriate amount of points they'll score. I think it's closer than that, though, like 23-24. I think they're within...
Kind of like same thing
Yeah,
as last year.
It's going to be a
where it
last
was
year.
a 2-point game.
Chiefs are going to be driving, and they'll fuck up to lose the game, possibly.
I think
Or Ravens come back, and Lamar has a...
I think it's the other way around. I think it'll be like 21-21. Ravens have the ball last, and they end up getting a field goal and win 24-21.
Yeah, it'll be
About
within that margin.
78 yards out with Justin Tucker.
Breaks his own record. Yeah.
So we got a Friday night game this year, boys, in Brazil. That is Packers at Eagles.
Oh my God, Brazil! I love the TikTok clip of "It's Always Sunny," and it's the Philadelphia crew, just saying their Latin American accents, and they're doing LA Cholo,
like the most stereotypical.
Oh my God, I love it. But
so awful.
I think that Green Bay comes out and almost dominates this game.
Wow.
So do I.
I
actually agree with you.
I just think that Philly comes out a little bit slow, and then before you know it, it's like 28-3 Green Bay within the first half.
So this is where our first disagreement. I'm Eagles, and I know we're not talking spreads for all these games, but I think they cover easy. They're favorites. I think they'll cover their 2.5. They'll win that game.
Really?
Oh yeah, easy. I like the Packers this year. I think they're a good team. Eagles, I have them finishing first, so they're gonna win. They're winning these games.
The only reason why I have Packers going is because I think they have something to prove after last year's playoff loss.
Oh, for sure,
sure. And I Packers did the same thing with Aaron Rodgers that they now have with Jordan Love, and Jordan Love is going into that.
If it were the playoffs, if it were Packers Eagles in the playoffs, I'm probably taking Packers for that reason alone.
Well, they beat
But
week
one.
See, I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Week 1, give me the young team that has something to prove over the seasoned vets that are going to work their way into the season, start off slow. I see Philly as another one of those teams where they're going to start off slow, work their way to a 11-12 win season.
Where they start becoming dominant near the end of October.
Near the end, whereas Green Bay is going to come out. They're so young, they're ready to go, and they're just going to fly around.
Oh yeah.
So Sunday morning, first game on the block is Cardinals at Bills. Cardinals at Bills.
It's the Bills.
I feel like none of us are taking the Cardinals.
It's always going to be
It's the Bills, right?
It's at the Bills.
I think it's the Bills, but I think it's closer than what you're making it out to be. I think
I think Bills cover.
So I think the Bills are going to have a heavy focus on the run, and I don't think the Cardinals can stop the run.
They're not built for the pass either.
And
So, like,
I think they're worse for the run than they are for the pass this year.
I think we're garbage in the pass.
So
decent run.
I like Sean Murphy bunting.
Mm-hmm.
Max Melton looks good. Garrett Williams looks good. Our safeties are good with Buddha and Jalen Thompson. I think it's the interior seven that are just so bad.
Our corners are. I know Bunting's an upgrade from what we had last year. I still think he's average across the board,
which is better than any of our interior defense.
Again, and that's what I'm going to get back to is. I just think the Cardinals in general their defense is probably. It's honestly probably worse than last year. It really is.
I don't know if I'd say it worse. Like I said, I still think Bills are going to win. I just don't think it's going to be.
I think he's right though. Their interior seven is thin.
It's terrible.
It's thin.
I don't think it's going to be.
I think they marginally improved their secondary. They have the best, in my opinion, a top safety duo in the league. That's not their problem, but they're going to get beat in underneath routes. They're going to get beat in the slot. They're going to get beat over in the intermediate over the top routes. Any team that the Cardinals play that has a good tight end, we're getting hosed because our linebackers can't cover. But yeah, no, like he was
outside
saying,
of Kaiser White, who do we have starting
as a linebacker? I have no idea
because if it's Gardeck,
no, he's our pass rush specialist.
I know, but we're like moving.
Mac Wilson Sr.
Oh yeah, he's trash. I'm not kidding. He's not good. He's not good. He's an awful.
It's just the way you said that.
Oh yeah, he's trash.
He's trash. Well, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, so I think the Bills will just dominate that game from start to finish.
It's in Buffalo as well.
I know it's in Buffalo. I think it's a 10-point loss for the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, their thing's 6.5. So
yes, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout win. Like they're gonna lose by 3 scores.
I think anything over the line is considered
a blowout.
Yeah,
I don't consider that a blowout.
But okay, so Panthers at Saints. What are we thinking there, guys?
This is where Panthers winning the first
I
game.
I have the Panthers winning this game too.
Panthers.
No, I actually have the Panthers winning this game.
I understand why, because they should win against weaker teams. Like the Panthers have to win a game this season, so it has to be against one of the weaker teams. I don't think it's the Saints.
It's a long shot for them to make playoffs, but goddamn it, they can do it. All right.
I actually
Saints
agree
defense is too good.
I agree.
They're too good.
Panthers offense got a lot better on the offensive line and receivers.
How much better are you talking though?
From last year, much better.
But like they are so shit.
About
150%
better.
Yeah, but when you're so shit, adding anything.
Okay, what is subtracting from the Saints last year? What does that
but I'm
give
saying
you,
offense
though?
versus defense. Like the Saints defense is still
You
better.
still subtracted from it. They didn't get better than last year.
They got better.
No.
They signed Chase Young.
That is not better. He's
garbage. They signed Chase
He's
Young.
garbage.
They have Cam Jordan.
Cam Jordan.
There you go. There's good.
42 now.
He's still a top defensive end.
Good.
And Chase is good as long as he's not the primary rusher.
I'm not giving you Chase Young at all.
He's
not giving you that at all. He's garbage.
He's not.
He's like Mac Wilson Sr. He's garbage.
Definitely not garbage.
Garbage.
Go look.
He's not one of the best.
He was He's top 20 end last year. Go look.
No, he was not.
Go look.
No, he was not.
I'll
make 20 ends better right now.
100% he was a top 20 end last year.
No, he was not.
He was not. Based off what? Based off what?
Yeah, what stat?
Yes.
Off of defensive end rankings. Like where they rated him, he's a top 20 end.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
He's maybe top 32.
Again,
and he's nowhere between.
Again, what I'm saying is the Saints defense.
All right.
The Saints, here's what I'm saying. The Saints defense is so much better than the Panthers offense, and the Saints offense is still already good enough to beat the Panthers defense.
Honestly,
so I don't see where the Panthers are better than the Saints.
I think that their offense is better than the Saints defense, and I also think that the Panthers defense is good enough to stop a terrible Saints offense that we'll see this year.
I think Saints by 10 at least. 100%.
I got Panthers by 3.
That's fine.
Yeah, I got Panthers by like 3
It's
points.
not going to be a fucking huge win.
I want you to put an asterisk next to this game because it's going to
It's gonna be 17
when we
to
record
16
next week and they win, I'm shoving it down your throat.
Okay, and what happens when the Saints put up like 24-3?
Kick Dillon in the balls.
I can kick him in the balls.
I will be in
'Cause
Maryland,
you can't
so
hold,
you can't
yeah,
kick
because
me
you
in
know
the balls.
they're going to get their ass kicked.
I'll let you 5-star me.
Yeah,
How's
yeah.
that?
All right, next game. We got Texans at Colts. What are we thinking?
I got Texans.
At Colts? I got Colts winning. If it's at Colts, I got Colts winning.
You and I are in agreement there.
Yeah.
I got Colts winning.
I have them
Texans.
splitting that series, but I have them taking
I have it
either
close
home.
as well. I have it very close.
I have Houston beating Colts both times.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I think that Houston will show an improvement from last year. So I was a doubter of CJ Stroud, like sophomore slump kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen this offseason, I am no longer a doubter remotely, and I think that they are way more complete of a team, especially with Joe Mixon in that backfield. Not that Joe Mixon is elite anymore or
Nobody
anything.
gives Dameon Pierce another person to run next.
It just completes with Stephon Diggs having the 3 wide receivers. I know you
4. You can count Robert Woods on that.
Oh yeah, I mean, Dalton Schultz at tight end, Laramie Tunsil at left tackle. You guys know I love Daniil Hunter this year. He's my guy to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Between them and the Giants, I think they have one of the best defensive lines.
Yeah, I love them.
And I'm a Steelers fan.
The only thing is their secondary didn't get better, but
it didn't get worse.
I don't think it got worse. So I think that they're the team to kind of make a statement and just come out and dominate and say, yeah, last year wasn't a fluke.
I like that. I still have Colts splitting it with them. Healthy Anthony Richardson, we haven't gotten to see what he gets to do yet, and I'm actually really excited for him. And Colts defense was still a top defense last year, and they only got better as well.
So I think it's a close game, but I think what gives the Colts the edge is the battle of the trenches. I think the Texans' interior D-line is a lot weaker than their edge rushers. Their edge rushers are great, and their linebackers are pretty good, but I think their interior 2 guys are weak. And the Colts are built in the trenches. So I just think they're a better team that way. I think it comes down to running the football. If the Texans win this game, it's going to be because they were able to get their passing game going. The weakest part of the Colts defense is the secondary.
Yeah.
I just, for some reason, I was thinking about this when I was looking at the matchup. I just have the edge for the Colts just because it's, one, their home team, it's home, and the trenches. I just think they're going to run the ball better than the Texans are opening day. Jonathan Taylor, their O-line's way better
than Texans.
Way better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like the Texans don't have a bad O-line.
No, but
I think they're a better pass protecting O-line. But in terms of running the ball,
it's all Colts.
It's all Colts.
See, where I disagree with you guys, we all have Colts as a 10-plus win team.
Yeah.
I think Colts are one of the teams that figure it out later on.
Yeah.
They're a younger team that doesn't have the same kind of experience as a Green Bay or a Houston, and I think that they give them 6-4 and then go on a run at the end of the year where they go 6-2 to finish or something like that.
I could see that because Richardson still is
developing,
kind of in his rookie year. He got to play in 4 games, but really
played
I think
4 total.
Yeah,
played 2.5
games.
Okay, yeah, I could see it.
But it's for me. It's back to I think Houston will win the division, but they'll split games with Colts, and it'll be each of them get the win at home.
Yeah,
so I have Colts taking it.
What do we think of Jags at Dolphins?
Dolphins.
I have Dolphins too.
I don't think we have to discuss that too much.
Yeah, no, I think
Jags improved, but not enough to compete with the Dolphins.
And Miami, it's September, and they're gonna be dominant for the first couple months.
Yeah, until that losing their offensive line and defensive line comes to bite them.
Here's the shit bowl: Vikings at Giants.
Giants.
You're an idiot.
I have the Giants as well.
Oh, you're an idiot too. Jesus Christ. What the fuck, guys?
Better defense.
Why do you love Daniel Jones so much?
Better defense.
It's a better
offensive
defense.
line.
I do think Vikings will have a better offense this year. I don't think it'll show week 1.
I understand that. I think the offense is what sets it for me. I know the Giants have a better defense, but I still think as long as Sam Darnold can play game manager, he doesn't need to overperform. He's got Aaron Jones in his backfield. He's got Jefferson on his left. He's got Addison on his right. Hawkinson's out for 4 weeks, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out.
Won't worry about it. But still, they've got the weapons.
You also might not have Addison yet.
They've got the weapons. What's wrong with Addison?
You got a DUI.
His
He's under
DUI.
investigation.
Yeah.
When's the court case?
The
I don't.
NFL investigation.
Okay, they're not going to suspend.
I don't think he's. Yeah, I don't think he'll be suspended for.
They would have already announced that. He's good at least week 1. Either way, Vikings I think have too many weapons.
For Sam Darnold to fuck it up.
I said he has to play game. I said he has to play game manager.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that he will.
Right.
You might see a ghost out there, and
he's gonna see.
What it comes down to,
Brian Burns will smack him on the side of the head.
Yeah.
Dexter McLaurin's gonna sit on his.
What it comes down to is, can the Vikings get the run game going early enough to take the pressure off Sam Darnold? They easily could. Everybody has a bad day. And again, the Giants' offense is so fucking inept. I mean,
I trust Daniel Jones more than
you're dumb as shit.
No, I do too. I honestly,
Sam Darnold.
Even after the Houston game, in preseason,
it's not even about Daniel Jones. That team is so garbage. It's insane. They have one good line. I mean, just one good lineman. Everyone else is like Dollar Tree workers. That's not a joke.
I actually like Evan Neal as a guard.
Yeah, but even then, he doesn't grade well at guard.
It's Andrew Thomas on the left.
I think he's the only good one.
He is fantastic.
Yeah,
their right tackle is pretty good too.
No, they're garbage.
He was middle of the pack. He was middle of the pack last year.
They're very bad. Their entire line outside of Thomas is bad.
No,
Neal's one of the lowest graded tackles. Even if you kick him inside, we don't know how he's going to translate well. And they're not kicking him inside. They still have him as a rack tackle. Either way.
Neal's not even on the team anymore.
They cut him.
It's John Runyon.
Garbage.
Who he was on
for Green Bay.
Green Bay. He's not garbage.
He's not good.
No.
And then
because they upgraded their offensive line during the offseason.
I
would say they got. I think
getting new people just doesn't mean upgrade.
It does when those people are upgraded from it.
He's not. Runyon is not an upgrade.
Yes, he is.
John Runyon is
an upgrade by far,
for sure. And then they got this guy.
Who's that?
I can't say his name. He was decent for the Patriots when he played for them. I don't know how he did for the Raiders for the last couple years.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
No.
I don't know.
I won't count that one.
I like I said, it's going to be a shit bowl. It's going to be a close game. I just think the Vikings have the edge.
I agree, but it's going to be Giants.
Put an asterisk next to that one, too. Pats at Bengals. What are we thinking?
You and me talked about this on the car right here.
Yeah, it's not
I'm actually leaning towards what you were saying before.
What? Well, we're not talking spreads.
I know, but the Bengals are going to win, but it's just going to be
They're an 8.5 point favorite. I said they'll win.
I am a Patriots fan. I am taking the Bengals minus 42.
Minus 42?
Minus 42 for this game.
Don't I want to see that bet.
I bet you Brissett goes for 128 yards and an interception. Nothing else. Ramondre Stevenson gets 16 yards on 12 carries. 12 carries, 16 yards. They are such a bad team. All around. The only highlight
was Matthew Judon.
Is Gonzalez at corner now.
And you don't know how well he's going to do because he's coming off injury also.
Don't they have the safety, Duggar?
Kyle Duggar.
Yeah, Duggar. He's good.
Yeah, Kyle Duggar is actually good.
And Barrymore's good too.
Their
D-tackle.
I do like Barrymore.
But they've got pieces on defense.
Very, very little highlights and such a lot of, just low, very, it's terrible.
If Jamar Chase plays, Patriots Bengals minus 42 for that game.
If Jamar doesn't play, Bengals minus 30.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to go. Especially in Cincinnati. Now, if it was in Foxborough, sure. Maybe a spread of 8.5. I don't even trust them for that.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say.
Dead air. I think close up. There we We left off on Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Steelers at Falcons.
You guys can start this one off. I'll finish it.
I got the Falcons.
Yeah, Derek.
I
it's
just
the
said
Falcons.
Bijan Robinson as a
I want to hear
MVP
what your guys'
candidate.
spread is for this game.
Reasoning? Oh, spread? I just
Yeah.
have them covering their 3.5.
So 4-point victory.
I'd
Well,
say
yeah, that's what 3.5 is.
I'd give I like I would take Atlanta minus 4.5 for this game.
So, yeah, he's covering essentially the spread.
I have Steelers winning just by 3.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
Just by 3.
Who's throwing the ball?
Fucking
Russell
Russell
Wilson.
Steelers country.
Hold on.
Let's well.
Is your quarterback a Super Bowl winning quarterback?
Is your...
I don't want to hear it.
Are you talking about, you mean the Broncos, or sorry, the Seahawks team that was led by the Legion of fucking Boom and Marshawn Lynch? Yeah, when Russell was throwing screen passes and dumped, like, arrow routes to Tyler Lockett.
All Russell Wilson had to do was hand it to Marshawn Lynch, and they'd have another.
Can you agree with me on this?
And they lost when he threw the ball. Let me just throw that. When he throws the ball, they lose. He could have checked out of it like a smart QB would have. Like a smart QB would have.
Can you agree with me with this, though?
No.
When Russell has a good defense, he has been a good quarterback.
No, because they had a good defense. He still threw the ball to the goddamn guy.
He still has a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because of
Still has a Super Bowl
Marshawn.
win.
Because of Marshawn. And if they would have given it to Marshawn again, they would have 2.
Was it because of Marshawn?
It was 100% because of Marshawn.
Their victory versus the Broncos? No, it's because of their fucking defense.
Again, I'm saying
Because of their defense.
Russell's the
By
most
far.
overrated QB I've ever seen in my life.
I don't disagree with you that he's overrated.
Highly overrated.
But when he has a good defense with him, he is
You
able
can say it
to...
about any QB.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
I didn't.
No, you can't.
I didn't like what I saw in the preseason from the Steelers starting a line,
I don't like their whole offense.
and so
We didn't start 3 of our offensive linemen all 3 games.
And
we only
again,
started 2 of them.
so you think them coming in and they're just gonna be
I
great?
think the only thing that sucks is this week 1 we are missing our best offensive lineman, which is Isaac Sayamala, our left guard. That's the only thing that sucks. That's the only reason where I'm like a little skeptical, but I still think we beat the Falcons.
Here's the thing.
I don't like Falcons' defensive line. Their defensive line is just as bad as our offensive line was.
Here's the thing. The Steelers will not be able to move the ball. And I mean, I'm saying this in the most respectful way possible. I don't think they get past the 45-yard line on their side
How
of the
much do
field.
you want to put on
On
that?
their side
How
of the
much do you
field.
want to put on
No,
that?
I have them-
I'll put...
Yeah, of course you'll
$10,000
take that.
on
Because
that.
I'm just saying, that's how ridiculously
I think
inept that offense
The
is.
Steelers will look like the Patriots at the beginning of the year
Yeah,
last year,
there you go.
where they were able to basically hold teams to nothing. Like the Eagles week 1, I think that game was like a 3-point game or something like that. Then they had a streak where they were basically just shutting teams out, but they still couldn't win the game.
The Steelers are going to be losing pretty this year. They're going to be losing by 1, 2, 3 points in every game.
Then we win ugly no matter what.
No, I said lose pretty because
We
you're
win
losing
ugly.
this year. You're not winning this year.
We win ugly.
No, you're losing pretty.
Win ugly.
You're losing pretty.
Win ugly.
No,
That's how we always have.
I gotta stop talking about the Steelers because you gotta take the bias out of it.
Win ugly. I'm not taking bias out of it.
That's what I'm saying. Titans at Bears.
I have the Bears.
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 Okay, I don't
I
think
think
we have
their
to
defense
evaluate.
is just
Titans
good.
and the same. I think
I'm
their
excited to
offense
see
is
Titans
overrated.
I'm excited to see Titans offense, but they're still losing.
I don't believe in Will Levis. I think Pollard's overrated, and Hopkins is
I don't-
past his prime.
Pollard, I don't think anybody thinks Pollard is good this year.
Yeah, that's what, I don't.
So-
They gave him all that
Watch him
money
shock the world.
when they have Tajay Spears. It made no sense. Broncos at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Here's kind of a shit bowl, in my opinion.
Seahawks.
It's
Bo
at
Nix.
Seahawks. It's at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Bo Nix.
I agree with Derek.
I'm sorry, it's a better
the only-
offense and defense.
And I was when I was looking at this earlier, Dylan. I had a tough time.
Like,
Not picking the Broncos, but what gave it to me was it's in Seattle. It's a rookie,
That's what I'm
it's
looking
a
at
rookie
right
QB
now.
in Seattle. I have to go Seattle.
I think
Better
I
offense
will
than defense.
actually go Seattle,
Yeah.
but I think it'll be a lot close. What's the spread on that game?
-6.
I would take Denver plus 6
yeah,
for this
plus 6
game.
for sure. But I think they lose. The thing is if Bo Nix was playing the Seahawks in week 12, 13, I think they have a chance. But it's week 1 rookie QB in Seattle. I think he's gonna throw probably 2 picks. I think there's a good chance he throws like 2 picks. It's hard. They've got a good secondary still. They really do.
I don't love anything about Seattle this year.
You don't like Witherspoon? I think Witherspoon's a top 5 corner.
He plays their slot though. He doesn't play on the outside.
He still follows guys.
I think that they're decent, not great at anything, and again, I'm not a Geno Smith fan. I think DK will get a lot of targets this year. I think this is his breakout year. But I still don't think
his breakout year apparently.
The same thing with Kyle Pitts. The Seahawks to me are the epitome of average. They are the most average team in the NFL.
See, but I have them below average.
I just don't know. Their QB Geno, epitome of average. Their Kenneth Walker, pretty average. Their receiving core.
I think if healthy, Kenneth Walker.
But again, we're making from what we've seen, from production on the field.
Yeah, when he's healthy.
His rookie year, he was great.
When he's healthy, he's great.
He was almost just as good as Breece Hall.
I still just think they're just so average. They're just so average everywhere. They have guys that are obviously maybe a peg above average or a peg below.
Well, yeah.
But overall, that whole team is average as fuck. After Seahawks, we have Raiders at Chargers. I want to believe in the Raiders so much this year, but I still went Chargers. I really want to believe in them, but I can't. I'm looking at the matchup, and also, I'm a huge Harbaugh fan. I really think he takes that team and keeps them competitive. I don't think they take a step back.
I think they're such similar teams this year, where their defense should be above average for both of them. And their offense
trying to find their identity
has been lacking, will be lacking production. They're gonna be the same team.
No faith in Gardner?
I don't. I think he'll get the ball to Devontae Adams, and I think
that's the reason I put the Chargers. I think it came down to QB play, and if I'm going Minshew or Herbert, I'm picking Herbert.
I was gonna pick the Raiders in this game because I have more faith in the Raiders' offense than I do in the Chargers before the season starts.
I'm different from both of you. I think we see a week 1 tie. I think they're just...
That's an asshole play right there. That's abstaining, and that's a dick move.
I think there's going to be a week 1 tie, and I think it's those teams.
If the Raiders can do what I think that they will do with a Patriot-esque Aaron Hernandez Gronkowski offense, with Devontae Adams on the outside.
And murder people.
And murder their opponents. Because when Hernandez was not killing people and on the field on Sunday, him and Gronk made a formidable duo.
They were great.
You had Hernandez in the slot type role, and then that's going to be Bowers. And then you have the Michael Mayer Gronkowski that I could just see lined up in line. And I've told you guys, I think Michael Mayer is the sleeper tight end this year, where he ends up getting 7-8 targets a game. What everybody thought he was going to be last year.
Minshew does like his tight ends.
Exactly. And I think that Michael Mayer has the talent to do it. So I think the Raiders just edge them out. I also like Zamir White more than I like J.K. Dobbins off of no ACL.
Or Gus
Edwards.
Yeah.
Who can score from 3 yards out but do nothing else. So
that's my sleeper running back this year is actually Zamir White.
Yeah, I like him.
I actually like him, and with nothing really else going for them, they might rely on him a little bit more.
I could see him getting the amount of touches. I just can't see him being ultra productive. I
see him getting the opportunities. It's just
like an RB2 in fantasy. I could see him doing that, where he's 13 to 24 range.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next, Daniel?
We have Cowboys at Browns.
I think this will be a good game, and I think the Cowboys win.
Derek?
I hate both these teams, but I have to give it to Dallas. I still don't trust Deshaun Watson.
That's my thing. I can't
trust him.
Go into this game and say on a perfect weather day that Cleveland's defense will be insane. Now, if it were muddy, if it's shittier conditions, then
I'll give it to.
I'll give it
Cleveland.
to Cleveland.
Yeah, no, I think Cleveland by a mile. Their defense still the best defense in the league. Like carries, they're as shit as their offense was last year with Deshaun playing average as hell and losing Nick Chubb. Granted, Jerome Ford stepped up. That defense won them 10 games. Hands down, won them every single game they had. They're the only team in the league I think that can win 9 games alone, like get a winning record just by playing defense.
It's crazy because Steelers did the same thing last year.
Yeah, and they got there. That's what I'm saying. Like they're two of the best defense team. Well, they're the best. I said they're the best defense in the league, and they're the only team I think this year that could do it. Yeah, no, I just don't. Again, Cowboys. Run game.
Cowboys just win games.
But here's the thing.
Every year, it's
their
just
run
regular
games.
season.
The thing is Cowboys fall apart at the end of the year,
They-
but they're great in the beginning.
They beat
why.
bad and average teams, but when they face good defenses, they shit the bed. They've done it. They did it last year. They did it the year before. The Browns are probably one of the few teams that actually stack up against their offense well, and the Browns don't even have to worry about a running game versus the Cowboys this year. Zeke's not going to be putting up 100 yards, and neither is Rico Dowdle. So they can just play.
Dalvin Cook also.
Okay, they can literally just play. Cover
Prevent
3.
defense?
Yeah, cover 3 or prevent.
Blitz 4
And man up on and 2-man CeeDee Lamb with a guy over the top the whole game. They'll be fine.
I mean, I don't know what
Yeah, like who's
Dallas
stepping
was
up?
thinking this year.
Who's stepping up
going all
outside
in?
of CD?
Yeah, they totally went all in.
Who is stepping up outside?
Jake
CD?
Ferguson can.
Again, no, he's
Jake
not
Ferguson
streaking
can.
down the field. He's like
Brandon Cooks.
I don't. He didn't step up last year when they signed him.
Tolbert.
Yeah, again, I'm not a Dallas believer. They're one of the. They are the one playoff team in the NFC this year. I think takes a step back and misses the playoffs. Somebody else will take that spot. This isn't me being biased because I'm a Commies fan. Dallas shit the bed this offseason.
It's straight bias.
They shit the bed. No, because I don't think the Commanders are going to do that well either.
Yes, they do.
I really don't. I think they're still 2 years out from doing anything. Unless Jaden Daniels has an RG3 rookie season or an Andrew Luck type rookie season.
Yeah, fucks up his ACL at the end of the
He
year.
didn't fuck it up until the following season. Then I just don't see the Commanders doing that well. But we'll get to them actually now.
Now.
Commanders at Bucks week
Loss.
1.
Bucks.
I took the Bucks too. Yeah, I took the Bucks. It's not. Again, they're not a good team.
Bucks is more. I don't like the Bucks this year, but they are more of a complete team than
How
Washington.
dare you, Baker Mayfield? Jesus Christ!
Just because you have them in fantasy.
2 years in a row, my guys. He's leading the team. Baker's baked bros.
Yeah, he technically got 3 keepers this year, Commish. Can we
Yeah,
talk
I
about
got 3
this?
keepers.
That's what I did.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck, that's so funny. I almost took Debo over Ayuk too with that first round pick. I was thinking about it, but I was like, "There's no way Debo has the same production that he did last year."
No, especially with the injuries.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Ayuk plus, I love him like getting
Ayuk's
paid.
their best pass catcher.
Yeah, he. I think what was it last year? He had 76 or 86 receptions.
I can't remember.
Either way, I think he gets closer to that 100 mark this year. Commanders Bucks. So we all agree Bucks, obvious reason. This is the Sunday night game. Rams at Lions.
I love this game. This is
same.
my
favorite game of mine.
This is my shootout. I think this will be the best game to watch.
Now it's going to end up
week
being
one.
shit. It's
Oh
gonna be,
yeah,
it's going to be 13
I'm
to
now
7.
betting the under because everything says over.
It's going to be the dog shit. This is the tie.
Yeah,
this is
this is
a 3-3 tie.
But I love this game. I'm still taking Detroit.
Yep, same.
But
It was
I
close
think
for me. It was close.
you remember the Seattle Detroit game last year,
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah.
like 44-40 or
just
something
straight
like that.
high
Yeah,
scoring. Yeah, it was not.
I have that for this game where I wouldn't give either team more than 2.5 points.
I think this, like, so are you saying Lions too?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so I think I like your idea of a shootout. I don't know if it gets that high. I do think it goes back and forth the whole game. So one person scores, they're matching the entire
Yeah.
game. I think whoever has the ball last or whoever gets that last turnover, they're winning that game.
I think it's going to be a shootout, but I think Lions win by 14. I think it's going to be a 48-34 score. Just high.
So you take
high
Lions
scoring.
clear.
Yeah, Lions clear, but high scoring to all hell.
I mean, the fact they
Lions have so much to prove
because they retained their OC.
Oh, they brought back everybody.
Yeah,
they're running it back. Dan Campbell said that speech last year. Listen, guys, it's hard to get back here. Like he said it, like you will not like it's unlikely to get back here. But
they did close to winning.
Yeah, but they did what they had to do in the offseason to retain their guys, especially the ones that like their coordinators that were being looked at. They retained all of them because we were looking at Washington was looking at their OC. What's his name?
I think everybody was looking at their OC.
They were close.
Johnson said, "I want to stay." Ben Johnson. He was like, "I want to stay."
That's because he was asking for. I think he asked from us from the report I remember reading was like $9 million a year, and we're just like, we'll take Dan Campbell for $6 million. Like we're not going to pay a guy who's never head coach before $9 million out.
You mean Dan Quinn?
Yeah,
you said Dan Campbell.
Dan Quinn.
It was like you took their head coach.
Hell yeah, we did. I'd send them 5 first rounders.
I think Washington fucked up by taking Dan Quinn.
It was between him and Johnson. We weren't going to pay Johnson $9 million.
I
would have too, but like I understand their logic. I do not mind Dan Quinn. As long as we have good offensive coordinators, I think he can rebuild our defense in 2 years. This year and next year.
I think it was such a lateral move from Ron Rivera, though.
I think it's a slight upgrade. I get it. I'm with you. I don't think it's. The thing is Ron is. Yeah, here's the thing. It'll come down to how our draft picks turn out. Ron got fired because of how awful he was at drafting. We don't have a single first-round pick on our team.
That's worth it.
That's outside of Terry McLaurin. That is from the Ron Rivera, or I think he was before Rivera. Either way, this thing I saw was we don't have a single first-round pick. We barely have any picks that we've drafted during the Ron Rivera era. Like, it's just, and that's our fault for giving him GM, giving him the Belichick treatment, and letting him be GM too. That was fucking stupid. But it was the only way we were getting a coach at the time because no one wanted to coach for us because of Dan Snyder. That's all over. We turn a new leaf. Commanders in 3 years.
It's all over until he buys it back again.
I think you guys should have fully turned that new leaf, though, and went in.
Took the risk with Ben Johnson. Yeah, I mean, it would have been something.
You're not going for 9-8, 8-9.
We're not going that year yet.
You're going for a shitty first year and just to make a jump when the players buy in.
I truly think what it came down to was Ben Johnson put out the most ridiculous number he could because his intent was to go back to the Lions, get the pay raise.
Which I don't doubt it.
No, I understand it completely. I would have done the same thing. If I have a chance to win a Super Bowl with a team I actually love and I'm running that offense, because Dan's not running that offense. It's all Ben Johnson's.
God, I love Detroit and how just bought in
everybody's bought in.
The person is.
That's what makes them so fun. And that's why I can't blame Ben Johnson. Like, I would have said $9-10 million too.
Yeah.
I would have said the same thing.
I hope
it doesn't bug me.
The Detroit Lions are the first team since the Dolphins to go undefeated.
Undefeated, they won't.
And win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You're talking 20-0?
Oh yeah.
20-0.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jets at 49ers are the Monday night game.
If Rodgers doesn't tear his ACL this time, give me the Jets, actually.
Achilles.
My bad, Achilles.
It's not September 11th, so we won't see any Jets go down. I will take the 49ers, though.
I will take the 49ers as well. Jets, unfortunately, and Dillon and I talked about this, I think, 2 weeks ago.
There's something about them I just don't like.
There's something about the whole team that says suspect. The coaching staff, I can't get behind. And Rodgers, I swear to God, is still tripping from his Iowa. I swear, he sees the hat man downfield and in the corner of his peripheral when he's just, there's something about him. And I don't want to say that, and we'll get into this when we talk about fantasy. I have him on my team. But I can't trust the dude. I just can't.
I just don't trust the coaching staff.
Yeah,
but I trust the players.
Whole team I can't trust.
See, and my thing is, I wanted the Jets to be good, and I think in the offseason we all thought, okay, Jets are the team to beat with all the names. But then we're coming into the season. Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked like himself from any video that I've seen. He still has the arm, but his ability to move around, he can't do what made Aaron Rodgers anymore. You have Mike Williams, who hasn't really practiced or done anything. I just don't see them. Their defense, still great. Love their defense.
That's the one thing I don't worry about what that team is. That defense all around from the line to linebackers to the DBs. I think they're set everywhere.
I don't see them making that step. I still think that they'll win 9 games. I just don't think they'll be the elite team that I once thought that they would be this year.
The only reason why I have the Jets winning is because I think 49ers, I still think there's turmoil between that team with Ayuk holding out for as long as he did and the fact that he really was just trying to screw over the owners. And I
wasn't trying to screw over the owners. That's not the situation.
Well,
I get you're mad he didn't go to the Steelers, Derek.
That I really don't care.
Get it.
That I really don't care. It would have been awesome if he came, but that doesn't
God
matter.
Damn it.
That doesn't matter to me.
Ah.
I still just believe the Jets will win week 1. I think Rodgers will come out and he wants to win. After that, I just don't know what Jets will do.
I think he's going to go into some sweat tent lodge 30 minutes before the game, take the fattest hit of ayahuasca, and then just probably retire from football. Antonio Brown style. I don't trust this fucking team. The Jets scare the shit out of me, and I desperately need Rodgers to actually be good. But just something about it just says it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I can't. I just don't see it happening this year.
Was that the Monday night game?
Yeah, it's Monday night. So speaking of Rodgers, he's on my fantasy team. I think I would like to take this time to just briefly. We're all in a league together. So I just want to go over our teams. Yeah, we are. Our teams.
Is that why we were at that bar?
Yeah, this year. For those who don't know, we're in a dynasty.
Not dynasty. 2-man keeper league.
2-man keeper league.
Super flex.
With a super flex.
So it's
ESPN rules.
3 wide receivers.
Or ESPN scoring.
Yeah, ESPN scoring. Quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, tight end, super flex, kicker, and defense.
Yeah. And like he said, it was a 2-man keeper going in from last year. I'm not gonna go over my whole team. I'm just gonna
start out by who you kept though.
I kept Justin Jefferson and Mike Evans. So I went wide receiver heavy with my keepers. I went wide receiver heavy drafting as well. I was focusing on the 0 QB strategy, which I don't know how much I like that strategy. Given where I was and what was available, I think it was the right move. Looking back at the draft, it's either I reach on Jordan Love in the 3rd round, which I think you picked him up either at the beginning of the 4th.
It was the end of the 3rd.
End of the 3rd.
Last pick of the 3rd round.
I can't stomach taking a QB that early unless it's one of the top 3 guys. Lamar, Mahomes, or Allen. It's just
the way that I thought about Love is I thought of our 1st round as the 3rd round.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing.
So the end of the 5th round is when I got Love.
Right.
Not the end of the 3rd, but the end of the 5th, which the gap between Love and the next available quarterback, whoever that was
huge.
It was huge. Such a big gap that I couldn't go anywhere else.
I'm not going to lie. I think the next person after him was Goff. And I think my dad took him 2 rounds after that, and then QB started to go. And that's I think in round 5 or 6, I started looking at this point.
Yeah, I think it was round 6.
I'm committing to
all
no
the
QBs.
quarterbacks went.
It was.
So you took Love in the 2nd round.
No, it was 3rd. It was.
It was 2nd.
He took Dak, or no, you didn't take
end
Dak.
of the 2nd.
But yeah, he took.
I didn't have a 2nd round pick. That's what I'm saying. So in the 3rd round, I was it's boom or bust. I just got to go.
Mind you, also. My other picks, my keepers were McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill.
Don't ask how he managed that. That's crazy.
I traded away a 3rd round pick in the season and quite a few pieces to get McCaffrey on my team.
We play with dumbasses, essentially.
Hold on, he did all that not to even make the championship game.
That's true.
That is facts. To lose to Rudolph and George Pickens.
Yes,
However,
sir!
I saw... Since I already had McCaffrey, Hill, and Jamar Chase, I saw the opportunity to take Love, and I just had to take it.
I see ya. So yeah, with that, I went wide receiver heavy. I wish one of those QBs were available, but they weren't. Like you were saying, how you were envisioning the 1st round of our draft as the 3rd. That is what allowed me comfort in drafting Ayuk there. Having him with Jefferson and Evans, that. I'm having 17 points a game out of those guys, hopefully, in a good week, which is 51 points. just between three guys. Then I focused on, this is what I was so happy to see. After I got Laporta following, I think Ayuk, right?
Yeah,
I
in the third round.
I didn't have a second or fourth round pick, so I got
Laporta
Laporta
in the third.
in the third. In the fifth round, I believe I went
Aaron Jones,
which is I feel like that is going to be the pick that helps set me over the top and gets me in playoffs. He's going to, with the Vikings, I feel like he's a PPR god. He's a pass catching back. He was with Green Bay. Darnold's going to be relying on him checking down almost all season, and Vikings still have to rely on the run game. So I feel like he's a good, safe bet at running back from when I drafted him. Getting Jerome Ford in what round did I get him? Like 10 or 11 or 12?
I don't see you with Jerome Ford. You got Rico Dowdle.
I have Jerome Ford.
It might have been one of the
It was. I think it might have been
traded
traded
picks.
picks. Yeah, I don't remember what round though.
Fifth.
It was not the fifth.
You got him in the fifth round.
Jerome Ford.
Yes.
I'm trying to find it right now.
My pick, fifth round.
That's Zamir White, Derek.
My pick, fifth round.
His pick. No, that's not the fifth.
That's the seventh round, dude.
Oh, sorry, I had my shit.
I'm like, there's no way it was
My
that
bad.
early.
I had my shit scrolled.
By the way, getting him that late, I thought he went. That was crazy to me. But yeah, my team is very much wide receiver heavy and running back by committee. My shit zero QB strategy is Baker Mayfield. He's a god though, and then fucking hat man Aaron Rodgers.
Don't forget, you also got Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but that's because we're in a super flex league, and if you don't have a third, I have fucking QB paranoia after last year. I went through 5 of them.
I'm sorry, I would have rather had Gardner Minshew than Sam Darnold.
He was gone.
No, he wasn't, because I picked Gardner Minshew in the third to last round.
That's fine. Again, he's not going to play outside of the bye week. That's all he's going to play for. It's the bye week.
But what if Aaron Rodgers goes down? Then he's playing everything.
That's my thing. Is like,
or you can pick up Tyrod Taylor.
I'm hoping he's not. I don't know. Mitch said he's trying to trade one of his QBs because he's a dumbass and was hungover when he drafted, and he drafted 3 QBs in the first 3 rounds.
Well, you just said you needed 3 QBs. Yeah,
but he doesn't need Herbert, Dak, and CJ Stroud. So I'm gonna see if my QBs are shit after week 1. I'm probably gonna give him like a second round pick, hate my life, and trade for like Herbert.
Can't trade a second round. Can't trade
Fuck!
the first 3 rounds.
God damn it! I'll have to give him like a 4th, 5th, and a 6th round in exchange for a 10, 11, and 12, and then get one of his. He's not going to give me CJ Stroud, so it's going to be probably Herbert.
I'll just offer him up James Conner.
I want to try to ask for Dak, but he's a Cowboys fan. I doubt I'm getting Dak. I think if he's going to trade any one of his QBs, it's Herbert.
Yeah, which I see no value in.
Yeah, is he even more valuable than Baker or Rodgers this year? I don't think so. So it's like, I'm just in a shit position fantasy wise for QBs.
I came out of the draft, and the more I look at my team, the more I love it. If I'm being completely honest, now I didn't have a 3rd round, a 5th round, or a 9th round pick, but I had an extra 4th round. And what is that? 9th round, right?
Well, you just said you didn't have a 9th round.
Of my own. So maybe 7th? No. So I had 2 9ths, 2 4ths, and I didn't have an 11th. An 11th, 5th, or 3rd. So the way that I looked at it, I got Jamar Chase, I came back, I got Jordan Love, which after that, the running back value of Josh Jacobs, Rashad White, those were the 2 that went after that pick. Mm-hmm. Up until I picked James Conner in the 4th. So I love that. And then I love that I was able to get Jaden Reed stacked with Jordan Love.
I like Reed.
And I honestly, I really do love this team of Jordan Love, James Conner, McCaffrey, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Jaden Reed. My tight end spot, I went 0 tight end basically because at certain points there was just no value in it. And so I drafted TJ Hawkinson, who's out for a couple of weeks.
That's still a good tight end to have though once he's back.
Yeah, and then I have Noah Fant because I also have Geno Smith.
I don't think that's bad, but he's not.
He's not going to
It's like
be
34 points a game.
Yeah, he might be like a top 15, but at that
every
point,
now and then he might have like a 15-point game. But
yeah. And
like
then I
once a
have
year.
Michael Mayer, who I talked about earlier, that I think could potentially be a 10-point per game, like right around that 8 to 12 mark for a weekly return, which I like that value for a tight end.
Same.
And then I filled my wide receiver depth with Deontay Johnson, Khalil Shakur, Darnell Mooney, and Michael Wilson. All ones, if not twos, on their team, and all should get a high percentage of the looks this year. And my backup running backs are Tony Pollard and Trey Benson, who Trey Benson, we talked about James Conner being gone by week 6, basically.
Yeah.
I should have mentioned this since you brought up your bench players. I did the same strategy for my bench. I was looking at teams 1s and 2s that were just out there, mostly the shit teams. Cortland Sutton being available in like round.
That's a number 1.
That's insane. I got him late. I mean, really late. Xavier Worthy, I think was drafted 2 rounds before Sutton. I don't know how he went that late. He's a high risk, or not high risk. He's high reward, like 0 risk.
High ceiling.
High ceiling and 0 risk for me, given the wide receivers I have. Like
you got Xavier in the 7th and Cortland in the 8th.
Yeah, so I already have Ayuk, Jefferson, Evans, and then Sutton. If Worthy just happens to go off as a rookie, that's in extreme luck. And then again, the running back by committee, White and Dowdle, they're just there to fill.
And the reason we're talking about fantasy is because you'll probably hear a lot of fantasy talk when we get together throughout the year and just talk shit to each other about our teams.
When is the first matchup between one of us two?
I don't know. I still got to talk about mine, though. My keepers that I kept were Jonathan Taylor and A.J. Brown, which I like. They're both top 5 at both their positions.
I mean, you did spend a week 1 pick on Jonathan Taylor.
That's what I was going to get at. Without having a first round or 7th round pick, I think I actually made out pretty well. If I'm being honest with myself, unless I have a ridiculous waiver wire pickup like I did last year to make the championship, I'm not making the championship this year. I still don't understand how Mason Rudolph, Jaron Hall, and George Pickens carried me against you.
The fact that you beat me.
Bailey Zappi was my quarterback in playoffs. What are you
Mason
talking
Rudolph
about?
and Jaron Hall were mine. Jaron Hall.
And mind you, I had Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Kyler Murray, James Conner.
In the third.
And I had Purdy put up 4 interceptions against Baltimore against this guy, and he had Mason Rudolph have a career game
versus Cincinnati.
Oh my god! And I think in that game, Jamar Chase had a total of like 6 fucking points too.
Yeah, dude.
I think I can go back to that playoff. Hold on, let me see league history.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna keep talking
let
about
him finish.
In my draft, without having a first or second round, I think I did pretty well. My first pick in the second round, I picked up Marvin Harrison, which I love this pick just because he's a number 1, and I think he's going to get just an insane amount of targets, which just means an insane amount of opportunities to score. After that, I still went with Amari Cooper, who's the number 1 on his team, still had a good year last year. It's just hard with Deshaun Watson. My running backs, I just picked up number 1 running. For my starters, I picked up number 1 running backs with Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor. And then I also picked up Jalen Warren, who splits carries with Najee. And then Ty Chandler, who's the running back 2 in Minnesota. Aaron Jones being older, he does have injuries built on him. I feel like that's actually not that bad of a pickup in case something happens to Aaron Jones. With tight ends, I did the same thing as you. I waited forever and picked up Luke Musgrave and K. Dotton. To me, it wasn't really much. For quarterbacks, I don't like one of them, but I need him to do good, is Kirk Cousins. And then the other one that I like, because he's just going to throw the ball deep and just say, fuck it, Tyreek's down there somewhere, is Tua.
Yeah.
I like Tua. I like Tua in all drafts. He just goes so late. And
besides that, for backups, I mean, I got Gardner Minshew, just in case. Adonai Mitchell, who right now is their slot wide receiver, Mike Williams, and Jordan Addison.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of number 2 guys.
So back to our
draft.
playoffs last year. So Dillon's team stacked. I mean, stacked. He's in the third place game versus me, who has Bailey Zappi and Tyrod Taylor. And he almost loses. He won by 2.5 points.
Was it
2.5 points?
Yeah.
And you remember what brought you over? Because I was winning up until the last game.
Wasn't it like my defense that?
No, it was Sam Laporta.
Oh yeah.
They were playing in Dallas. The last game, I believe, one of the later games of that evening. It's like the fourth quarter. He has 12 points. All he needs is like 3 more points. And towards the end of the game, he finally got 1 reception for like 17 yards. And that was just enough to get you 2.5 points over.
Here's the thing in our game. Jamar didn't play.
Oh,
you didn't even get Jamar, but...
He whooped you. Oh, wait, no?
I beat him by 24.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy scored you a total of negative 1.6.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck did your team limp into playoffs, Derek?
Dude, I don't know.
Jesus,
I went with Taylor Heineke, not Jaron Hall. I forgot.
You have a dog shit team in the championship. Holy shit.
I mean, it should have been me against Maddie.
It should have been you.
But even in the championship round, my team would have lost. Like, they did so bad for playoffs for whatever reason. It was just stupid.
You both outscored me for what would have been the championship week.
Yeah.
My championship week, as soon as I got to
because your team's awful.
As soon as I got the championship, I knew I was going to lose. But I was like, you know what? Second place still comes out with money.
Mason Rudolph and Tyler... What is his fucking name? Heineke?
Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke won you $600 fucking.
You know what's funny? I didn't start Taylor Heineke in the championship. I started Jaron Hall, who scored me
minus one,
almost
minus
negative 2 points.
Yeah.
And Heineke scored me 12. Still would have lost.
That's disgusting. Your team versus Maddie's is disgusting to look at.
Yeah.
Your team is so bad. You look like a 12th place
Oh,
team.
by the way, the biggest downgrade this year is Maddie's team.
Oh, 100%.
It's not mine?
No.
I swear I thought it was
100%
mine.
Maddie. Even with Maddie's keepers, don't know why he kept fucking Josh Allen. I get why you keep Josh Allen, but if you're able to keep CeeDee and Jamar Chase...
No, Amon-Ra.
Or Amon-Ra, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah! He didn't keep Amon-Ra, he kept Josh Allen.
Amon-Ra's going to get 114 catches this season.
I would have taken Josh Allen first overall if he would have dropped him.
Yeah, but
100%.
But that's fine. I can understand that.
He drafted Tyrone Tracy.
Do you know
it wasn't him drafting. It was our buddy in Maryland.
That's right.
But here's what I'm saying. So on his team now, on Maddie's team, what is it?
He went from CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown,
David Montgomery,
Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, to Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Chuba Hubbard, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Olave, Chris Godwin, Dalton Kincaid, Will Levis.
Biggest downgrade I've ever seen in my life.
Oh shit! He also had Calvin Ridley last year.
Yeah, I traded him Montgomery and Calvin Ridley for someone.
Oh my god, yeah. He even had Browns defense last year.
Yeah, his team's not good. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'd say that about wraps it up for this week of Under Further Review.
Did we want to do a game?
It's up to you guys.
It's 8 o'clock. I'm down for a quick game real quick.
What are you guys looking to do?
You tell us.
Let's do...
You're the game guy.
Let's do QB rankings.
Ooh, I love the QB rankings.
Blind QB rankings.
All right, we'll do a quick game real quick. We're going to list off quarterbacks 1 through 10 without knowing who's coming next. So it's the blind QB rankings. I'm sure you've seen the TikToks and everything of blind rankings. So not going to explain it too much. But how many quarterbacks do we have? All 32?
Yeah, all 32.
All 32 starting quarterbacks.
Except it's a little bit different because I have the rookies starting. So Drake May is on this list instead of Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
Just got to get this set up real quick. Good. Yeah, we're all good. All right, your top 10. One of you guys want to write this down?
Hold on, yeah, I'm getting it down on my phone.
Remember, you guys got to agree where to put
Agree
these guys.
on placement.
Yeah, agree on placement.
I can't believe the last time we did the wide receivers and just got
It's because
screwed
there's so
at
many.
the
There's
end.
so many.
That's because you got to.
It was like Tyreek Hill going at 9.
Remember, you got to remember. That's because there were 76 of them.
77.
And you got to realize there's only 20
I did
real guys that probably have an argument.
I did
for top
every
10.
team's top 2, and then some of the teams that have good receiving core, I did 3.
But what I'm saying is, there's arguably only 20 wide receivers in the league that you can make an argument for being a top 10 wide receiver.
Oh, I agree, but that's what makes it fun about being blind ranking. You got to be smart about it.
All right, let's go QBs.
Ready? Your first QB up is
Russell
going
Wilson,
to be.
last. I don't want him on the list.
Oh, good way to start. Joe Burrow.
Oh, 2 or 3? Or do you risk it and throw him 1? If it's Joe, then you are
The
thinking
only
either
guy-
Josh, Lamar, or who am I forgetting?
Patrick Mahomes.
Those are the only 3.
I would argue Joe might be.
When Joe
On
wins
top
it, when
of
Joe
Lamar
when
and
Joe wins an
Josh.
MVP, I'll give him.
I
that.
would say 1 in the chance that we don't get Patrick Mahomes.
I think 2. I think
because
will get
we
one of
can
those 3
definitely list him above Josh Allen.
guys. Who, Joe?
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
No shot.
He beat him.
Beating him in a matchup is not the same as him
He
being a better
went
QB.
to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's not being a better QB.
He is a better QB.
He had a better team at the time.
No, he's just a better QB.
I go Josh is way better than Joe.
You guys got to agree.
I
on this.
can't.
I'm out of
I
this.
can't.
I
was
would
just
go-
a host
There's
here,
no.
buddy.
We'll
Josh
go
is the second
to-
best QB in the league.
We'll go to, but I'm not putting Josh above him.
I have to. Dude,
I'm
there's
It's
a
no
laugh.
only
way.
Lamar.
I'm going
It's
to
only
laugh
Lamar
when
and
Josh
Mahomes.
Allen gets
No,
up
no,
here.
I'm saying.
Oh,
Joe is better than
be
Josh.
happy.
Or Josh better than
Be
Joe.
happy. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
1.
see, this is why
Okay.
I'm saying there's a good shot we're getting one of those
Be
4
happy.
guys.
Be happy. You're starting.
I would have taken the
We
Lamar argument above Joe, not the Josh Allen.
Yeah, no,
You
Josh
showed
is
up.
way better.
This is going to be interesting because you said this guy is just your straight average. Gino.
Yeah,
Do you know
shit.
I-
I'd say 8 or 7.
I liked him at where did I put him last time? I think I put him
7 or 8, right? We go 8.
So
Well, there's probably 2 guys. There's at least 7 guys in the league that are worse than Gino.
so
I'd say 7 is probably
7. Okay, we'll do 7.
7. Next one up, CJ Stroud.
Oh, 3 or 4 in this case.
I would do 4,
4.
if
You
not
think
5.
we get like a Lamar or a
I
Josh?
would just go 4.
4.
I would go
Wait,
4.
who was it just now?
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud 4.
At 4. Next one up, Daniel Jones.
10.
9.
Fuck you. No,
9.
I'm not. It's
Okay.
10. It's not. Unless if we get somebody
See,
worse
this is the
than Daniel.
problem.
Who's worse than Daniel? Honest to God. A rookie? Like that's not.
That's the problem. Is a rookie. You don't know how.
I
he's
would
gonna
still
do.
take every rookie over
Here,
Daniel Jones.
here's the rookie you're
I
getting.
would
is
take
Caleb
every one of them.
Williams.
I'll take fucking Spencer
I would
Rattler.
go-
I take Spencer Rattler.
Caleb-
over
Caleb,
Daniel.
Williams.
Caleb Williams, I'm going 6. I'm going
Above Gino.
Gino had one semi-decent
Okay.
year with the Seahawks, and that's it.
I really want to put him 8, but I'll give you since I took Burrow from you at 1. I'll put who is it
Caleb Williams.
Caleb
Williams.
yeah.
at 6. Okay,
Russell Wilson.
9.
9.
Fuck Wilson. I actually can we change? I'll put Daniel at 9, and we can put Wilson at
You
fucking
can't
10.
change it.
We
You
can.
can't-
I'll make that
you-
switch.
You can't
No,
change
I'll
it.
agree with
9,
you. We'll make
no.
that. He's the only QB I hate more than
Russell
Daniel.
Wilson is going 9.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers.
5, right? Between Caleb and Stroud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
We got 3 and 8 left.
Here's your number 3, Lamar.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go.
There we
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
I like
you can
it.
make the argument. You can make the argument that he's worse than Burrow, but in my opinion, he's better than Burrow.
What position do you have left?
8.
8.
Needs to be better than Wilson, worse than Gino.
Tua.
He's not.
He's better.
He'd be better than. He'd be right behind Stroud, ahead of Caleb. Rodgers should have gone at 6, Caleb 7, Gino 8, and then Wilson.
Yeah. So what was our list?
So,
Your ending list.
Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Stroud, Rodgers, Caleb, Gino. Who was the last one? Tua, Wilson, Jones. So the only one that's out of place is Tua.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad
So
list.
that's a good list. You can make an argument, and not a good one.
I'd
You
put
can make an
Russell above
argument that
Gino.
Caleb and Gino are better than Tua.
I'd put.
It's a shit argument.
I'd put.
but you can
Terrible
make
argument.
it. You
I'd
can
put
make
Russell above Gino, but I still agree with.
it. What are
Russell
you
Haslam.
talking about?
I'd still put Russell above Gino.
I'm
I'd
going
put Russell above
for
Gino.
this
This
year.
season. This is about going into the season.
I'd still put Russell over Gino.
You've got so much bias and homerism.
Put
It's
Russell
insane.
over
If
Gino.
Russell's on the fucking Ravens, you'd probably say he's the worst, most dog shit QB in the world.
That would never happen. though.
You're smiling right now, and I know it's
I'm
true.
not smiling.
I
at all.
hope he gets traded mid-season
To
or some
who?
shit. I don't know, the fucking Browns, because Deshaun Watson gets caught. Like, I just Russell's so bad.
I hope Russ does worse than Daniel Jones.
I
That's
think he
what I
will. I want to switch this list.
All right. Well, that will officially wrap up our first episode of Under Further Review with our hosts, Daniel,
Thanks, guys.
Derek, and myself. We appreciate you guys listening and hope you have a great week. Thank you.